Hello and welcome to Stages of Interviewing presented by the Career Development Center. We are located in the Student Center, room 301, and we can be contacted at careerdevelopment@wpunj.edu. Today's presentation will talk about all three stages of interviewing: before, during, and after. Let's start with before. There are a few things you'll want to do prior to your interview. With so many interviews occurring virtually these days, you'll want to make sure that you test your technology. You want to make sure that you have the application or program that the interview is being held on, and you'll want to do a test run. You can do this with a friend, a family member, or a member of the Career Development Center staff. Next, you'll want to research the company or organization that you're interviewing with. You may be asking yourself, where can I do this? First and foremost, you'll want to check out the company's website. Next, you can Google them. Make sure you're only looking at reputable sources. Check out the Better Business Bureau and LinkedIn.com and speak with anyone you know who is currently working at the company or who has worked there in the past. Next, you'll want to confirm the interview. Whether your interview is taking place virtually or in person, you'll want to confirm the date and time. If your interview is happening in person, you'll also want to confirm the physical location of the interview. If you have time, do a dry run. Take a drive and make sure that your directions are correct. Next, you'll want to practice some interview questions. You can find practice questions in the career toolbox located on our website. The questions can be found on pages 41 and 42. Why practice? There are a few reasons. The first is it will increase your confidence when speaking with employers. Next, it helps you to be comfortable talking about your strengths. And last, it shows you where you need improvement. Also, before your interview, you're going to want to make sure that you're set up correctly for a virtual interview, if that's the type of interview that you're having. You'll want to choose a quiet place with minimal backdrop. Make sure to inform others in your home about your interview. Dress professionally, and monitor your body language. Remember, the interviewer will still be able to see you. Also, before your interview, you want to make sure that you practice and prepare some STARs. The STAR method is a structured manner of responding to behavioral-based interview questions. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. S for situation. This is the background information about where you were and what you were doing. T is for task. What was required or what was the goal you were working towards? A is action. What did you do to accomplish the task? What steps did you take and what skills did you use? R is the result. What was the outcome? You're also going to want to choose an appropriate outfit. Remember, it's all about the first impression. Clothes should be tailored, in good condition, and wrinkle and lint free. You want to make sure that your shoes are clean and polished and that your belt matches your shoes. Black shoes, black belt, brown shoes, brown belt. Make sure you've taken a shower, combed your hair. Make sure that your nails and makeup are neutral, as well as your jewelry. If your interview is in person, minimal fragrance, perfume, and cologne. You never know who's allergic. And if you have piercings and tattoos, please make sure to check out the culture and standards of the company prior to your interview. For attire, we want to make sure that you're dressing in business professional for all job interviews. Clothing should be solid, dark, or neutral colors, with light colors worn underneath. We want to stay away from stripes or bright colors and patterns. You also want to stay away from sandals and sneakers, jeans, hooded sweatshirts, t-shirts, and anything with holes or distressing. Personal items and cell phones should be kept to a minimum. Also, before your interview, you want to create an elevator pitch. This is a helpful way of answering that "tell me about yourself" question. The elevator pitch is approximately 60 seconds and is comprised of 3 pieces. First is about 10 seconds. This is your name and what you are currently doing. You should include your education and when you will be graduating. The second part, or the meat and potatoes as I like to call it, is approximately 25 seconds. This piece briefly describes your experience, including internships, clubs and organizations, and work experience. This piece should be accomplishment focused and tailored to the opportunity that you are interviewing for. Part 3 is approximately 20 seconds. This is what you're interested in doing and what type of work you're looking for. You should highlight specifics about where you'd like to be in the future. Now, you can also use your elevator pitch for networking purposes. If you're using this for networking, there's one thing you want to make sure you add. You'll want to ask a question at the end. This promotes two-way conversation between you and the person that you're networking with. Let's move on. During your interview, the most important thing is to answer all questions to the best of your ability. Please make sure that you're being honest and truthful with your answers. Next, stay away from topics of salary and benefits, unless the interviewer brings them up. Next, put your cell phone on silent or turn it off. If you're doing a virtual interview, please make sure that your cell phone is out of the camera frame and don't look at it during your interview. You should also be asking questions during the interview. We have a few examples here for you. What are your expectations of the person filling this position? What is a typical day like in this position? And most importantly, may I have your business card or may I please have your email address? During your interview, you also want to pay attention to your nonverbal communication. Sit up straight, maintain eye contact approximately 80% of the time, keep your hands folded in your lap as to not fidget, and make sure to smile. We want to stay away from slouching, staring, crossing your arms, or staring at the ceiling. All of these can show an interviewer that you're bored or perhaps really not interested in the opportunity that you're interviewing for. After your interview, you want to make sure that you send a thank you email within 24 hours. This thanks the interviewer for their time and reiterates your interest in the position. Next, you want to make sure you contact your references. Let them know who you gave their information to and provide them with the most recent copy of your resume. Lastly, you want to follow up. You can do this on the timeline that the employer provided to you, and if one wasn't given, it's approximately 2 weeks after the interview. Follow-up can be done with a short email or a quick phone call. Thank you so much for attending today's presentation. If you'd like to receive credit for this presentation for the Professional Preparation Badge, please email careerdevelopment@wpunj.edu and tell us the following things. 1. What is something you should prepare before an interview? 2. List 3 nonverbals you should pay attention to during an interview. And 3. What should you do within 24 hours after your interview? Practice makes perfect. To schedule a mock interview, please log into your Handshake account either through your WP Connect portal or by visiting http://app.joinhandshake.com/login. Click on Career Center in the top right corner, select Appointments, and click on the blue box that says Schedule a New Appointment. You'll select the date and time, and your career counselor will receive a notification. You'll then be emailed with a calendar item to your WPU email address to confirm your appointment. Thank you so much. Please make sure to check out our website at www.wpunj.edu/career-center. Thanks so much and have a great day.